Hey everyone. All right, it is seed time, and as promised, was going to show you guys, or will show you now, the seeds that we're going to be popping for this season, 2025. And I've got two boxes here. So this box is full of our Landrace Botanical Garden seeds that are going to be on the menu out there, and I'll explain those. And then this box is for this farm here that's also in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but this is more my own personal sort of R&D where I grow a lot of experimental, a lot of hybrids as well, and as well as rare cannabinoids like CBDV and CBG and THCV and such like that. So anyway, gonna just jump right into it, start showing you seeds that we're gonna work on. Right off the bat, so very excited. And by the way, getting a really late start. Usually I start popping seeds mid-March, but this year been super busy with a lot of policy stuff, both locally and at the state. By the way, we just passed where we're going to be able to do farm tours with on-site consumption and retail. I think we're the first county in the whole nation that's going to be offering that. So super excited about that. And that is freeing the farmer and letting the farmer connect directly with medical patients and with consumers and customers. So it's very exciting that we're trying to reestablish that really sacred connection. So anyway, hopefully we'll get everything together and you guys can come out and visit the farm this year, and we can actually consume and can actually purchase flour and seeds and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, all right, so getting right into, first up, a lot of people have asked about Zamal for some reason. People are obsessed with Zamal. So just want to show you, yes, we are growing. This year it's a double Zamal, so it's two different varieties of Zamal, and that's from Reunion Island. Super excited about that. I have grown Zamal in the past, and you never know if it's the same variety. But yeah, it's really has all this side branching. It goes all over the place. And actually, that's what we made the hybrid Ethiopian Zamal with the rubber branches. I've shown that video before. That was actually a Zamal base. So yes, we are going to revisit Zamal. Another one that's very exciting is we have pure Zambian, so from Zambia. African, I love African sativas, so this should be very exciting. Also, always a huge fan of the Kashmir. Anything from Kashmir has been exceptionally awesome. And this year we're going to be growing a Kashmir Azad. So excited, this is a new variety that haven't delved into the world of Kashmir. We have a whole bunch of new Thai varieties, and we have some of the classics like the tiger tail and squirrel tail. I really need to pop these very soon because a lot of times these take a while to sex. But it's cool. By the way, have found you can pop seeds in January, February, but you're going to spend a lot of time babying those seeds, and then you're going to have to add light if you're outdoor, or you risk pre-flowering. So I found, as I do this more and more, I've just started popping my seeds later and later, and usually it's mid-March, late March. This year it's going to be actually early April, which is the latest I've ever done this, but we'll see how this goes. But the amazing thing is the plants, usually something popped early March or even February and late March. By the time they grow, you really can't tell the difference. They end up catching up with each other. Okay, some other cool stuff. So I am a huge fan of Bodhi seeds. He's actually blessed me with a lot of really cool genetics over the years, and I'm honored that I've gotten to know him a little bit. So he's super cool person, big fan of the human, but also huge fan of his selections, his work, and just kind of his plant intuition. So anything that he thinks is cool is usually very cool. So we've got a Kandahar Black, Uzbekistan, I've grown Uzbekistan before, but this might be a different variety. Sometimes they're actually coming from the same source, just through different channels. And then also have a BCO Afghan. BCO, I think that was a company. I think I asked him about that at one point. Yes, and then some other cool stuff coming down the pike. Have Afghan Panjshir, which I've grown before, which was one of my favorite sort of modern Afghans. Because I guess if you really get into the Afghan genetics, there was pre-Soviet war Afghans that tended to be more sativa-ish, and then the later, more modern, what's there today, tends to be really heavy Afghan, or excuse me, indicas, like really chunky, high yielding. But it's just interesting over time. From what I hear, at least, the old school pre-80s Afghans were actually very sativa leaning, which is interesting. This is the 1970s Pakistani that I love growing. And by the way, people are always asking me about seeds, but just so you know, this is all I have of that one left. So I actually need to do a reproduction. Got some Thai Isan as well, which is a big favorite. Going to delve into some of the old school Africans that we've grown before. Africans are always cool. Got a red Angola. But again, this is all the seeds I got. So what I do is a lot of times have, just 10, 20, 50 seeds, and we grow it, and then if I really like it, we'll try and reproduce those seeds and back those up. But it's a lot of work to actually isolate males and do the breeding. So, some of these Landraces are cool, but they're not something that I'm super passionate about. So, anyway, it takes a lot of time to do a proper seed reproduction. Here's another Zambia. Oh, here's good from last year. I love the Yunnan so much that actually did a seed reproduction. So I do have the Yunnans, a pretty good chunk of them. What's interesting about this, smells like black pepper. The terp profile is pure black pepper, and really interesting flavor. So that one's interesting. Have some Zacatecas that did a seed increase. Oh, here's an old from 2020 that I'm going to revisit. This is Madagascar that's actually high in THCV. So the Brazil Amazonia, amazing, super early finishing electric sativa. That's what's very unique about that. I did also cross sort of a hobby project. I'm working on creating the stankiest, most revolting smelling variety possible, like the burnt rubber, rotten meat, just repulsive smelling. So this is an Afghan, my stinkiest Afghan, crossed with the Iranian that we run. So I have a feeling that one's going to be exceptionally stinky, and it'll speed up a bit. This is the Lagitan Philippines purple sky dragon that you guys have seen. Oh, and I do have to mention this. This is very interesting. So a lot of you are familiar that sort of legendary cannabis person, Dave Watson, or Skunkman Sam, just recently passed away. And I never met him in person, but what's kind of interesting and strange and sad, so anyway, I'm going to share this. We had connected through the internet, and we started doing some video chats. So got to know him a little bit through video, and we were actually going to meet here in Santa Cruz, because he's originally from Santa Cruz. That's where Sacred Seeds started, and he had actually asked for that rubber, for the seeds, for the rubber stem Ethiopian Zamal that has unbreakable rubber stems. So and then he was going to come through Santa Cruz, and we were going to meet and go eat apple pie at Gizditch Ranch here in Watsonville, which is a favorite place of his. And unfortunately, the day before we were going to meet, he actually passed away. So yeah, it happens. But anyway, in honor of his legacy, and this was the seed pack I was going to give to him. So anyway, and was going to give him the stickers as well for his old 1970s skunk that we actually got the seeds for and then made a label for, so I thought that was going to be funny. And then, but here's the Ethiopian Zamal, and then actually some of those grandpappy skunk seeds, which are actually connected back to him from the late 70s when he was actually here in Santa Cruz. So anyway, we are going to grow those in honor of Dave Watson. So anyway, now, so that's a lot of the cool stuff that's going on with our Landrace Botanical Garden. Now moving over to personal garden or R&D garden that's going to be going on here at this property. One is our PCK, or Purple Chitrali Kush, or Pakistani. Need to do a serious seed increase on that, so that's going to go. Going to grow a really cool, a new Cambodian. Anything from Cambodia is very exciting, but the only problem is Cambodians are extremely hermy. So I've learned not to put those out in our landrace garden. They really need to be monitored daily because they will shoot out stealth little male flowers when you least expect it. So anyway, here's a Cambodian Kirawong red selection. That's exciting. Don't know too much more about that. Here's a CBG crossed with the THCV that I developed, so maybe this will be a CBGV. Always excited about rare cannabinoids and seeing what kind of medical things they have. Also, ooh, this is really exciting. This is really old Blackberry Kush crossed to Bodhi's Good Medicine, which is a Harlequin cross, which was my favorite 1-to-1 ratio, CBD THC ratio. Oh, here's another, the Good Medicine. I kept breeding this to breed out so there was no powder mildew whatsoever. We actually used this for doing our using leaves to make our cannabis juice, our raw cannabis juice. So it's really important that we bred a variety that had zero powdery mildew and was super resistant to powdery mildew. So none of that was on the leaves. So these are, boy, these are over 10 years old. Let's see if we can get these to pop. So that'll be fun to revisit that. This is a 1990s Grateful Dead parking lot kind bud variety that we resurrected. So I'm going to go with that. And then, oh, Vietnam Black. Going to do some crosses with that. Here's the Iranian that I absolutely love. What else we got here? Oh, more Cambodian. But again, they have to be monitored closely, and we're gonna eventually try and breed out the herm trait, but it's gonna take a few generations. What is this? So I picked these out. Metal Haze. Someone gave this to me. We'll see what that's all about. And I have a number of seeds that are still in this form that I still haven't broken down and separated the seeds out. But this is the chocolate Thai that we grew last year, which is kind of a hybrid heirloom, but amazing old kind of 80s, 90s style cannabis, even California cannabis, when it was really good and not the couch lock, super heavy stuff. So this is a chocolate Thai across with the female Iranian that we grow. So a chocolate Thai Iranian. And I did a whole bunch of crosses of our Iranian, hit it with different really cool high vibing different varieties of pollen. So I actually have a whole bunch of those Iranian crosses, Zacatecas Iranian, Afghan Iranian, Kashmir Iranian, so playing around in that zone, but then Brazil Iranian, so that's going to be that sativa to real dreamy indica, and so that's about it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other things. Oh, also the good old Sinaloa. We're constantly going to be growing the old Sinaloa Mexi brickweed variety out there, and I think that's about it. So yeah, there's no super science and like deep algorithm or it's that we apply. It's just kind of spontaneous. Start going through the archives and the library, and whatever seems cool at the time, we just throw it in the box, and then probably within the next few days going to start popping seeds, and then the season is officially on. And by the way, like the contrast, this is our compost pile of last few years worth of stalks after we harvest. So we've got little babies in these boxes for the new season of life, juxtaposed to a big pile of a few of the last season's decomposing death. So there you go, life and death cycle in cannabis. It's a beautiful thing. So anyway, you guys asked, so that's what we got, and we'll keep you posted as we start popping seeds and start getting our little teens going, and we'll show you how we sex the plants and then eventually move them to their final spot in the garden. So anyway, feeling good about 2025. Going to be fun again. So stay tuned, and hopefully this year we can have some of y'all out to the farm for a official farm tour with consumption. Cool. All right. Take care.